Yep.
Okay, get over here. And action. Hello there, my name is Aiden.
I'm Mac.
I'm Evan.
And today on the show, we're going to be talking about carbon footprints. So first, let's start off by saying, have you ever wondered where the electricity in your town comes from? Well, I have, and so did you. Our energy comes from the Rush Island Energy Center, and the energy they need to give our town energy comes from a coal-fired facility. Coal-fired plants produce energy by burning coal in a boiler to produce steam. The steam produced under tremendous pressure flows into a turbine which spins a generator to create electricity. The steam is then cooled and condensed back into the water and returned to the boiler to start the process over.
Thank you for giving us all that lovely information.
Well, you know, I try my best.
As I was saying, every day the Earth is experiencing terrible effects, like more droughts, which are caused by global warming. And this global warming is happening mainly in Texas when it occurs. Plants and animals can lose their food, water supply, and they can also lose their habitat to this so-called global warming.
Another effect is rising sea level. This happens when the glaciers in East Antarctica melt, and all of the meltwater flows into the ocean and causes it to rise. Another example of when the sea level can rise is when the water heats up and the volume increases. That can increase the risk of flooding in the area.
The last effect is loss of wildlife habitat. An example of loss of wildlife habitat is deforestation. This happens when people cut down trees and forests to build homes and other things. This happens a lot in the Himalayas. Another example is when the temperatures rise, the animals that live in the cold weather won't have a place to live, such as penguins or polar bears. These animals would have to adapt to new habitats to live in.
What is a carbon footprint and why do we measure it? A carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to the consumption of fossil fuels by a person or group.
We measure the amount of carbon dioxide to see the amount of it we produce a year.
I produce 3,272 CO2 per year.
I produce 3,867 CO2 per year.
I produce 2,298 CO2 per year.
Our carbon footprints are different because we have different ways of transportation and we recycle things. My total water usage is 99 gallons of water.
Mine is 100 gallons of water.
Mine is 60 gallons of water. The difference between non-renewable and renewable resources is that renewable resources can be replaced in a human's lifetime, but a non-renewable resource can't be replaced in a human's lifetime.
Some renewable resources are water, trees, and oxygen.
Some non-renewable resources are oil, coal, and natural gas.
One alternative energy source is hydropower. Hydropower plants use water to generate energy by using a turbine to convert the kinetic energy from the falling water to the mechanical energy. This is being used a lot in California because there are waterfalls to use in California.
Another type of energy is tidal wave power. This is produced by turbines and generators capturing the movement of waves to create energy. The largest tidal energy plant is in South Korea. There are no tidal wave power plants in the U.S. because there is not enough strong wave flow in the bottom of the sea, and there is in Korea.
Another type of alternative energy source is nuclear energy. This is created by uranium heating up pools of water, and the steam from the water flows up into vents and powers turbines and generators. The largest one is in Palo Verde in Arizona. It works there because it is in the desert.
This is our form of energy. This example is, wind energy, but our example is a windmill. When this spins, it turns a generator that creates energy for everyone. So there's our example. And to reduce my water usage, I will not take as long as showers. Instead of taking 10-minute showers, I'll take 5-minute showers. Another thing I could do is not running the water the whole time while I brush my teeth. I could only run it for a couple seconds to rinse the sink out at the end.
A couple of ways I could reduce my carbon footprint is riding a bike instead of a car, and air drying my clothes instead of a machine drying my clothes for 15 minutes. I could air dry them and not have to use the power from the machine.
Other things that people could do to reduce their carbon footprint is unplugging their appliances when they are not in use. Even though they're not always on, they can still be using power.
And make sure to tune into our show next week on CO2tv.